So you want to be a Pokemon vendor, huh? Well, here are some tips that I want to give you guys on what you need to do to be a Pokemon vendor, and then you can choose from there if it's something that you truly want to do. Let's get to it. Welcome everyone to the Splash Zone. My name is Michael. Today what I want to do is I want to give you guys 5 tips on what you need to do to become a Pokemon vendor and be successful at it. Now, I'm by no means super successful at it. I'm just starting, but I'm just telling you things that I have learned so far, and I think that it will go a long way, especially if you're someone who's just beginning or you want to eventually start, right? Now, I'm not going to be talking about the whole how much inventory you should bring or what cards you should bring, because honestly, that's all subjective. Everyone has a different pocketbook and everyone has a different taste. Some people want modern, some people want vintage, and it just depends on what you want to deal and what makes you happy. Before I talk about the tips, I want to talk to you guys about my channel and what I'll be doing for the vendor POV videos. Just last month, I told you guys that I was going to start doing vendor POV videos. Well, it's coming true now because starting November 1st, I will be doing vendor POV videos first at the Desert Dog Card Show in Peoria, Arizona. And then after that, we will take place at the Arizona State Card Show, where I will be there for 2 days doing vendor POV shows. After that, we have the Winter Cards and More Show in Tucson, Arizona, where I will be taking place there. And then lastly, we have another Desert Dog, but this one's going to be in Mesa. We'll be doing a lot of vendor POV videos. I'm excited to show you guys my experience and just see all the deals that I'm going to do. So if it's something that you like, please do like and subscribe. And now let's get to the 5 tips that you need to do to become a Pokemon vendor. The first thing before all is you need to love Pokemon, not just money. Now, this seems obvious, but the truth is we have seen how much money Pokemon brings into people's pocketbooks. I mean, Pokemon has grown substantially over the months, even years, right? And people notice this. We have a lot of people who want to make money coming into the hobby strictly for the money. Now, if you're someone who's trying to be a vendor strictly for the money, I'm going to tell you that this probably isn't the best bet, because yes, is there a lot of money behind Pokemon? Absolutely. I mean, obviously, right? Pokemon consistently outdoes the S&P 500. And for most people who like to make money, they invest a lot in the S&P 500. But when you find something that outdoes the S&P 500, you tend to want to put your money in there too. But truth be told, if you don't love Pokemon and you're all about the money, you're not going to have a good time as a Pokemon vendor. And the reason why I say that is because you're not always going to have a good day selling. That's the truth. You're going to have some very, very bad days and some very, very good days. So obviously you're going to like the good days, right? But when it comes to the bad days, you're going to be so mad and you're going to hate the fact that you wasted your time. But when you love Pokemon, whether you sell or not, it doesn't really matter to you. Maybe I'm saying that because it's my part-time job, but as of right now, I just like to have fun. And with that being said, when you talk about Pokemon and you get to relate to other people who love Pokemon and you're selling on top of that, it makes it so fun. And then even if you don't sell, but you make a connection or you make a friend or you get to know a fellow vendor, it's about the love of the hobby. So if you don't love the hobby, but you want to vend these cards, it doesn't make any sense for you to do it. I'm going to be honest. Yes, the money is there, but also do know that Pokemon vending is becoming very competitive. A lot of people do it. So let me tell you, if you don't love what you do, you're wasting your time. And I don't think this would be for you if you're trying to make it, if you're just doing it just for the money. Now, if you're doing it because you love Pokemon and you want to grow your inventory, or eventually you want to open up like a business one day, like a card store, you love Pokemon, you love to talk about Pokemon, then I would say get your boots ready and start vending, because it's going to be the funnest thing you've ever done. The next thing you must do is, and I do mean this in a certain capacity, you want to be an extrovert, right? And what I mean by that is you want to make sure that you're able to communicate with people and talk with people effectively, right? You can't be shy, you can't be reserved, because the vibe you give off to people will either make or break a deal. Now, you could have amazing cards and they personally just don't care who you are, right? And they'll just buy your cards. But most of the time, they want to relate to you before they buy. They want to talk to you. They want to get to know you before they buy, right? If you're someone who's very reserved or you don't want to talk and you're like, this is awkward, you're going to make them feel awkward. And even if you have cards they like, they may just walk away because there may be other vendors that will talk to them that may have the cards that you have as well. You also don't want to be on the other part of the spectrum either, where you're too overbearing, you're too talkative, right? Like, it's good to ask them how they're doing. It's good to have follow-up questions. And it's good to have good conversation as long as it's there. But don't be forceful. Don't try to keep them away from moving from your table. That just makes them feel really weird as well. Sometimes that'll make them feel even more awkward than when you don't talk. So don't be too crazy either. You want to have that nice balance of talking with them, guiding them through, kind of seeing what they want, trying to address what they do need, talk with them if the conversation is meant to go to certain places, but also know when to just let the conversation go. Because remember, it's not just you and that customer. There's other customers that you're going to see as well. But just make sure to value each customer that you have when they come to your table. Now, the next thing you're going to need is a social media presence. Now, I'm not saying you have to make a YouTube channel like this one. Okay, you don't need to do that. But you do have to have an Instagram or a TikTok or even an eBay. Some way people know who you are. Because if you're randomly just showing up to shows and you don't have any kind of presence at all, they're not going to know who you are. And you could have the coolest things, right? And you will get customers and you will get people who want your stuff, but you probably won't have them come back very often, right? The truth is about social media gets your face recognizable. It makes your face recognizable. And on top of that, people see what you have. And when they see what you have, they tend to want to go to shows just to buy a card from you, which is instant business, right? When you're not posting on social media, you're not showing people what you have, and they might not care to see you at that point, right? I'm not gonna lie, I got criticized for that. One of my fellow people came and they said, hey, why don't you post on social media? I wanna see what you have. And I'm like, dang, I've been so focused on my YouTube channel that I'm not keeping them informed on my Instagram or on my TikTok. So I'm trying to get better at that. I'm posting more of my inventory on TikTok now, and on Instagram, I'm doing the same thing now. So if you want to grow as a Pokemon vendor, you do want to put yourself out there. Now, if you want to make YouTube videos, great, even better. But you don't need to do that, especially if you don't feel great in front of a camera. But posting your cards, maybe posting a short of you, or just posting where you're going to be goes a long way, and it allows people who want to see you go to see you and buy things from you, which is good for your Pokemon vending journey, and it helps you gain inventory and product and money. And for the next one, and this is probably the most important tip, because without this tip, you can't do shows. You want to connect with them as many show coordinators as possible. You want to get to know the head guys as much as possible. DM them, go talk to them, just get to know them. Let them know who you are, because guess what? If they don't know who you are, they don't care to give you a spot, plain and simple. But when you are showing up and you're presenting yourself, they most definitely want to work with you. So getting to know a bunch of event planners and letting them know that you're highly interested and you want to benefit the event that they're coordinating shows them a lot, and it makes them want to bring you in. And on top of that, once that happens, you want to go to as many shows as possible. So you don't really want to try to bail on too many shows, because that shows that, oh, okay, the coordinators now don't know if you're really all in, right? They want people who are going to show up, that's going to buy their tables, and are going to deal cards and bring people to their show. That's what they're banking on. So if you're able to be consistent and go to a lot of shows, that shows a lot for them. And also, if you go to other shows, especially local shows, you have a lot of people who see you now, and your face is becoming familiar that way, right? So that's another way of kind of dodging the social media. If you're like scared of social media, you just showing up to a bunch of shows, especially local shows where you see familiar faces, people are going to know who you are. So going to shows is a good way to keep your Pokemon vending journey going, and keeping people in the loop and knowing who they are is another way to grow as Pokemon vendors. So you need to stay in contact with event planners, and you need to show up when you say that you are. And the last tip, guys, make friends with your vendors. The truth is that when you get to know other vendors, it's amazing, because one, you guys can take care of each other. You can give each other food. You can help each other out when you need a restroom break. You can trust them, right? That's the beauty of vendors, right? You guys each have the same thing. You want to have fun dealing cards. You want to make money. You want to show off your collection to other people. It's just a beautiful thing to do. And when you make vendor friends, they tend to want to work with you in the future as well. They tend to also connect you with other event coordinators that can bring you in as well. So getting to know people helps you get to know people, and getting to know people helps you take care of your stuff and also grow your stuff. So that's a huge thing. And think about it this way too. The number one expense, at least when you're first starting as a Pokemon vendor, is going to be your table. Small shows tend to run around $50 to $60 per table, which you can easily make that back. But once you go to bigger shows like Collecticons or Front Row or even card parties, those shows can cost upwards of $300 to $400 per table. And having vendors who want to share with you lowers those costs. So when you have a friend that's a vendor, you can be like, hey, do you want to split this table? We could do this and this. And next thing you know, that table now costs $200 instead of $400, which allows you to profit more, and you're able to add to your inventory instead of doing fees. So it's a huge thing. So vendors, not only can they be friends, but they can help you grow your business as well, which is amazing if you want to be a Pokemon vendor. All right, guys, and those are the tips that I have for you if you want to be a Pokemon vendor. And I hope I did encourage you to be one. But I also do hope that I kind of saved you the stress of doing it if you feel like those tips are not you. I don't want you to do something you don't want to do, but I do want you to do something that you do want to do. And let me tell you, there's a lot of room out here for Pokemon vendors. There's a lot of people who love Pokemon. And if you love Pokemon, you're going to love this as much as anyone else. So if you truly did enjoy these tips, please do like and subscribe. Thank you so much for all you do, guys. Have a great day and goodbye.